Hi guys, today I'll be showing you how to create these Peppa Pig candy apple lollies. To start off, you'll have to remove the outer wax from the apples. To do this, I'm using a tablespoon of baking powder, followed by a tablespoon of lemon juice. Pour these together into a bowl. Remove the stalks from your apples. Once the stalks are removed, fill the rest of the bowl with water. Give the mixture a stir and then put in your apples to give an idea of how much more water needs to go into the bowl. Top the water up and leave in the mixture for 2.5 minutes on either side. After the 2.5 minutes, turn them over. As you can see, a lot of the wax has been removed. If this isn't done, then a lot of the products won't actually stick to the apples. The next step is to take your lollipop sticks and push them into the apples. As I'm doing a mummy pig and a daddy pig, as well as Peppa and George, I'm using 2 large apples and 2 smaller apples. You can get your lollipop sticks from a lot of different craft stores. Once this is done, your next step will be to create the chocolate coating. Break up all your white chocolate and melt over a gentle heat. Stir frequently and melt it slowly and gently, don't do it in a big rush. Once all of your chocolate is melted, add in some food dye. The food dye that you'll need to use will either have to be special chocolate food colouring, or as I'm using Dr. Oetker's gel food colourings, and I used some of the red and some of the hot pink. When you are happy with the colour, put the apple in the bowl and spin round until it's completely covered with the chocolate. As my apples had a really strong colour that showed through the first layer of chocolate, I added another second layer of chocolate just to cover up any of the green or red that was showing through. To make sure that the outer bit was far more even and consistent, I used a spoon to roll it and guide the chocolate. Once this was done, I left them to dry on a sheet of tin foil, and yours should hopefully look something like this. Before they were completely dry, I took a regular pink marshmallow, dunked it in the excess chocolate, and held it in place where I wanted her nose to be. I did this with all 4 lollies, and it stuck very well easily in place with just a little bit more chocolate. I then found some sugar-free marshmallows in Sainsbury's that are completely round the whole way through, and I cut up some of their marshmallows into circles. I used the white marshmallow to create the eyes and simply just pushed it into place. Most of these stuck in place without actually needing to add any extra chocolate to stick them in place, as they were so thin and the chocolate hadn't really dried yet. Position them both just above the nose, a little bit offset, and do this to all 4 of your pig lollies. And this is how your pigs will look at this stage. The next step in the process is to create the very distinctive rosy cheeks that the Peppa Pig characters have. So to do this, I'm using again the Sainsbury's sugar-free marshmallows, but this time I'm using the pink ones, cutting them into slices in the same way that I used for the white eyes. When you have enough cheeks ready, again position them in place as you would with the eyes and hold them until they are firmly stuck. When you are happy with all of the positioning, the next step is to create their ears. To do this, cut the marshmallow in half and then cut off very thin slices of semicircles. Position this on the top of the pig's head and hold it in place. They should stick fairly easily unless the chocolate has already dried. Push them down and make sure they're stuck, you don't want anything falling off. For the next step, I'm using some black designer icing from Sainsbury's that already has an easy way to apply a nozzle to it, and I'm just squeezing it on little dots to create the eyes for each character. I did them in the very centre of the eye, making sure that they looked quite even and consistent. Do this again to all of your characters, as they will all have the same eyes. The next character to do is Daddy Pig, and the first step of this you are going to do is to create his glasses. Start off by drawing 1 line across in between his eyes, and then 2 lines going from behind his ears towards his eyes. Once this is done, you can then begin drawing the circles of his glasses. With the writing icing, this is quite easy to do, but just go very slowly and it should look quite good. Again with the writing icing, another detail you'll be adding to a character is Mummy Pig's eyelashes. To do this, just do simple 3 lines above each eye and then 3 lashes going down. For more detailing, I'll be using some icing, and to create this, it's just icing, sugar, water and a little bit of food colouring. The food colouring that I'll be using for this is the Dr. Oetker Hot Pink Gel Food Colouring. Make sure that it's a very thick consistency and spoon it into an icing bag. This step is to outline each of the characters' features around the rim of their nose, around the cheeks, the eyes and the ears. This is to create more of the drawn 2D look that Peppa Pig has in the cartoons. Make up some more icing that's a little bit darker and again put it in the icing bag, and this will be used to create the smiles for all of the Peppa Pig family. This icing can be used in different ways, although I've gone with the same big smiles on each of the characters. You can do whichever expressions that you like. Doing the mouths in a darker icing will obviously make them stand out a little more, although you can continue to use the pale pink outlined icing if you like. Once all the mouths have been done on your characters, there's just a few details that need adding. Add in the nostrils on the end of their snout with the black icing, and then for Daddy Pig you will also need to add in some extra little hairs around his mouth for his beard. Once all of the nostrils are finished off on your characters, your Peppa Pig candy apples are finished. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. If you are new, please subscribe, and if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Bye!